I'll tell you the importance of it. That when somebody goes and somebody watches himself from wasting seed, it's considered as if he kept the entire Torah. You understand what it is? Like how there's like shortcuts. Like you could do something and be like, okay, listen, the professor, you come in there, you're taking, I don't know, physics, nuclear physics, something like ridiculous hard. Be like, okay, you write your name, I'll give you 20 points. All right, so it's like an easy thing, you can write your name. I'm not saying this is an easy thing to overcome, but like, look at all the bonus points that come with it. The first and more, if somebody guards his brit, if somebody prevents himself from doing this sin, this is the sin of wasting seed in all aspects. The Shekhinah is always with him. You have always God with you. Does anybody not want that? Be like, God just like always with you. After death, the body does not decay for somebody who guards himself from wasting seed. And furthermore, that God himself heals this person spiritually and physically for somebody who guards his brit. And he'll have holy children who is also careful in this manner. Can I bother you for some water, please? Thank you. There's an angel. The Zohar says like this, there's a certain angel that in the entrance to hell, he's standing there with thousands and thousands of afflicting angels. Thank you guys. Thousands and thousands of afflicting angels. But somebody who guards his brit, he has like a shield. He has an invisible shield, like no one can touch him. He has protection. And furthermore, Avraham Avinu saves people from hell that protect themselves with these things. By the way, incidentally, if somebody goes and sins with a non-Jewish woman, I'm not talking about relationship, just even one time, and doesn't do tshuva, Avraham Avinu doesn't see that as somebody who has a brit milah. It counts as if he doesn't have it. He doesn't save him from hell. So before coming from Mashiach, we gave a lot of classes on Mashiach. It says that there's going to be tremendous destruction that comes into the world. One, you want to know how to be saved? Here's how to be saved. One, guard yourself from wasting seed. This says the Tikkun Zohar. It also protects you from harm and from enemies. This thing, the evil eye also does not have any control over somebody whose eyes he guards his eyes. Somebody who guards his brit is always in a state of happiness. It's always in a state of happiness, which is something that people pay so much money nowadays just to get a little bit of happiness. In pill form, in drug form, and whatever it is, the vacations, they do just to get happiness. Here's a simple way to do it. Let's speak about some practical reasons. Some physical reasons. I'm going to have to hurry this up because we're getting a little bit late. I'll give you some practical reasons of what could prevent yourself from wasting seed. If someone wastes seed, it affects somebody physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. How does it do that? It makes you sad, depressed, angry, easily agitated, nervous, unable to concentrate. However, on the flip side, somebody who guards it, he's emotionally stable, he is confident, he has happiness, he feels alive, he's able to concentrate, he's free from fears. Some people, they're scared of everything. Someone sneezes, they're like, oh no, I just got, who knows what. And they're also the spiritual connection comes much stronger. People who don't, on the flip side, who don't do that, they get tired very easily. They're always tired, always very, very exhausted, tired, always sleeping. They have bad breath. The hair and the teeth fall out easily, and the hair on one legs and one armpit become thick. Now, I'm not saying you look at somebody who has hairy legs and armpit and be like, well, this guy's a pervert. You can't, or he has bad breath. I'm saying this is something that could lead to it. It doesn't mean that everybody who has it has this situation. So, also, the Rav Nachman of Breslov says that when someone indulges in this sin, his mind becomes damaged. He decreases in knowledge, he has confusion, his level of his functioning is lowered, and he's even like a little bit of insanity, depending on the level that he does it. It also furthermore causes a loss of memory. So it causes, one of the reasons that it affects the brain a lot is because it originates in the brain. The sperm originates in the seed, at least the seed originates in the brain and goes down the 18th vertebrae, and then it goes out that way. Also, somebody who does not guard his brit, who has a very, very hard time on finding a wife. And even if they do find a wife, the relationship is going to be very shaky. This is even more so if somebody has marital relationships premaritally. So if they have relationships before they're married, this also makes it very, very difficult to have the relationships when you do find a wife. And there are many people that think, okay, when I get married, it's not going to be a problem. I speak to many married people that they still have this problem. If you don't fix it when you're single, what makes you think that you're going to fix it when you're married? And who wants the disgustingness of it? You have a wife sitting in the next room, and you're doing this disgusting act. And these people, not because they want to do it, they're not controlled by their desires anymore. It's overcoming for them. You have to stop it now. It's not something that you can say, oh, I'll stop it then, I'll be able to do it. If you don't stop it now, you're going to be one of those sickos that always do it. The perverts that cannot hold themselves back and cannot say no. It sounds like it's very difficult, and it is very difficult to do it. But the more that you hold yourself back from doing it, the easier that it becomes. And granted, you'll always have, the more that you guard your eyes, and this is really what we're going to speak about, in next week, B'ezrat Hashem. The more that you guard your eyes, the more that you're able to do that, the more that you'll be able to prevent these sins from happening. But furthermore, it says something very interesting, that when you hold yourself back from doing it, it makes it easier on everybody else as well. Just that little tiny bit. So you had a lot of big rabbis and righteous people, even not rabbis, that held themselves back from the sin, which means it makes it more easier for you to overcome it, especially in now day and age. So even though we're living in a day and age which is very, very hard to overcome this sin, it has a lot of temptation, it has a lot of things, but you have the ability to overcome it because of your balancing on all the things that they did, in the previous generation.